burnt out just a little bit. Not really. I just took on like 4 gigs all at once, and each one was supposed to be like half an afternoon long. But for each one I was being subcontracted, which means like the people who were hired to do the gig then hired me, which means I'm not only trying to make a thing that the people who hired me are happy with, then they send it off for additional tweaks from the client, and you can just get very reiterative. And if I don't set up anything at the start of like, hey, this is the number of things, it can go on and on. And I accidentally signed up for a couple gigs very recently that are fun, but also have had notes for weeks, and just made every moment. And the old yelling men on the TV don't care about climate change as much as I would like, and the whole thing is just a little bit difficult. I've jumped over for a while into handheld things, handmade things, and that's just because we're surrounded by so many cool, powerful tools. And I know mostly I do CG stuff, but actually I'm a filmmaker, and I'm really into that kind of low budget filmmaking thing. And so I wanted to take advantage of some of the very cool tools that we have at our disposal. So I've been experimenting with Arduinos and a little bit of a projection mapping, using Blender to project faces on faces, and laser cutting and all of that stuff. And so I thought maybe I would share with you some of the stuff that I've been learning. So the other day, my friend Sean lives across the yard, and he has a whole workshop full of crazy cool stuff, and he lets me use his laser cutter, but I was always scared to do it. So I finally decided, all right, let's figure out how to do that. I tried 3D printing kind of a vending machine before, and it didn't work very well, so I just decided to do like a take two, and so it worked out. It worked out okay. This is I wanted to sand it down and paint it. Maybe there's a space here so you could wire it up. Have a little 5-volt thing coming in the back and lighting up the inside, where I could 3D print little goodies and put a sheet of plexiglass in there, and probably, honestly, deck it out like pretty nice. Ideally, I'd love to get it to a point where I could make these quick and like give them away as gifts, because I want them to like sit on a, I want them to glow and have little lights and stuff, so as like a night light. I'm like, that'd be cool. So I wanted to show you how I did this, and also try kind of a separate project here today. And a quick interruption, mostly just to show off this shirt Caitlin just got for me. Maybe something that's made with laser cutter isn't particularly handmade, but regardless. Also, I know that a lot of people don't necessarily have a Sean across the yard with a laser cutter or their own laser cutter. The one we're talking about here is about $300, but that's still not nothing. But most towns do have some sort of maker space, which have 3D printers and laser cutters and things like that, which you could go to, and if you had a design, they could help you figure out how to get that all cut out for a lot cheaper than buying and setting up the whole system on your own. So I just wanted to throw that out there. These tools probably are available somehow. Pop my face out, and this is the model right here. You can see all the pieces. This is how I designed it, and these are how I exported it. Just laid them out like this, rendered them with an orthographic camera. Let's just go through that process really quick. So first, I measured the boards that I would actually be cutting on the laser cutter, because the laser cutter can only cut boards of a certain size, and we're going to be working to scale in Blender here. So let's first go into the scene properties, and under units, we'll make sure we're in metric, just because that's easier. Length is going to be in millimeters, and now if I add a plane here, boop, we can set the dimensions. The board I can cut is 8 inches by 12 inches, which is about 300 by 200 millimeters. So I'm going to set this to just 800 by 300 by 200 millimeters. There we go, nice and small. And I'm going to add a solidify modifier to it of 3 millimeters. And I'm adding a millimeter instead of extruding it out, just because I only want to have to deal with one plane. I don't want to have to be like working with 2 overlapping planes is all. And that's the brunt of it right here. Here, I'm going to duplicate this layer so I have another new sheet if I want it. And let's just start cutting stuff out with the knife tool. I don't know what this would be used for. Okay, so there's that. If you rotate stuff in edit mode like this, The solidify modifier is still solidifying upwards, which means this now has no depth. So don't rotate it in edit mode, rotate it in object mode, so we can make a shape like this. Yeah, now let's kind of make a tab situation that kind of like would connect these. That would be kind of fun. So I'm just gonna kind of line this up like right here. Maybe we'll do 2 tabs. Just kind of barely having it poke out both sides. Okay. Yeah, that works good. Here's another one over there. Here, let's lower them a little bit. Adding some edge loops, gonna connect these. Bridge edge loops. Yeah, so we'll cut out this piece and these 2 pieces. Let's add one more. Maybe 2 more tabs. Oh, wrong axis. 2 more tabs, like that. Yeah, cool. Okay, and now, I might join these for a second. I'm going to use a Boolean modifier because what we want is for these pieces here to also eat away to create holes in these other pieces. And so we're just going to add a Boolean modifier here and say use this piece. And look at that, it's already doing it. We've got our pieces. So I'm gonna Control A. Can I apply? Oh, I can apply the Boolean. Wait, did it apply the solidify modifier too? No, it didn't. Okay, that's cool. You can apply modifiers out of order. I didn't know if you could do that. I don't think you used to be able to. Now I'm gonna select all of these and hit P by loose parts, and now each part is its own object. And where's my other? There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. P by loose parts, and that's gonna let me just arrange all of these flat, because we need to come up with our template that's going to be cut out. I accidentally used my backup, so I got to make a new one. Plain, it's 300 by 200. So I have to make sure all of these pieces can fit on here. I think I might not be able to do that, actually. I might have to use two pieces of wood. Set origin. Set origin to geometry. Okay, so I'd have that, and then I'd also have, this piece right here. And to render this out, I'm just going to create a camera, and instead of a perspective camera, see it has perspective, I'm going to go into the camera settings and change it to orthographic, and now it has no perspective, it just has scale. Everything is parallel. So if I undo the rotation, and I just want to scale in until this fills the whole thing. You want this view to match the aspect ratio of the wood, so I'm just going to change this to 3000 by 2000. It's just 3 to 2. Scale in here. Center. Zoom. There's probably a more efficient way to do this. Like if I copied location and then moved it up. Delete this back plane. And for just reference, because we're going to be scaling some stuff later, I am going to add some little pieces up in the corners here. Cool. And then I would hit render. It gives me the thing. Oh, we do want to make the right now it's just color, but I think I want an alpha transparency. So under the camera, the render properties, under film, we'll turn on transparent. And now if we render it, there we go. It's on a transparent piece. Hit Alt S to save this. I'm gonna save this as the Naughty Boy. PNG with an alpha channel. That's important. Save. And Inkscape is a very cool vector program. It's free. I think it's open source. And so we're gonna create our SVG pattern because that's what the laser cutter accepts. Create a new one. Document properties, width 300, height 200. Yes. And it doesn't give you okays, you just have to believe it worked and close it, and it does work. Great. Import that naughty boy. If I had set it, you can see right here that this has a little bit of a gradient from the lighting. I think this is casting a shadow here. If I'd set them all as emissive materials, that wouldn't happen. But we'll see if that actually matters. And this is why it's nice to have the registration corners here, because I want this to perfectly fill this, oh, control, yes, okay. If you hold down control, it keeps it proportionate, so we'll just nudge this over, make sure it's all in there. And but this is still just our original render. This is a PNG, so what we're gonna do is go path, trace trace bitmap, and this brings up this right here. And I think we can just honestly stick with auto trace. It's got an alpha channel and all that. This should not be particularly hard. I haven't figured out exactly how this tool works, except that if you hit OK, I think it just, yeah, all right, here we go, here we go. And so I think the new one, the one on top, has the path. Yeah, so this one now has a path. That's good, and this is the old one. So I'm just going to delete the old one and bring this new one in here, utilizing the registration corners. And let's see, what are we doing? Fill and stroke, that is what we want. Okay, so fill, we actually don't want any fill, but we do want a stroke. So here we go. Just click that. It's a flat stroke. And with our laser cutter specifically, it's actually really cool. It just takes the SVG file, and anything that's red, it uses as a full cut through. And I think black is for rasterization, so you can just dump a JPEG in there. And blue, perforation? I don't know, but we're just gonna crank this all the way up to 255. And now this is ready. This is ready for the laser cutter. We just dump it right in. We're not going to, though. We're gonna design something kind of cool. We're gonna try to anyway. But I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow and just post this video right now, because it's in 10 minutes. That's a good length. I will see you tomorrow.